Have you ever found yourself in a relationship where you're not totally happy, but you're not totally unhappy either? It's like you've settled into a space of just okay. This scenario is surprisingly common, particularly in long-term relationships and marriages. The spark of infatuation dims and the excitement fades, leaving you with a sense of complacency that can feel comfortable, yet deeply unsatisfying. But is this what a relationship is supposed to be? When you settle for less than everything you desire in a relationship, it can feel like you're avoiding the extremes of unhappiness. However, you're also missing out on the joy and fulfillment that comes from a truly extraordinary connection. Complacency might keep you from feeling miserable, but it also prevents you from experiencing the deep love, respect, and partnership that are possible when both people are fully engaged and committed to the relationship. In the early stages of a relationship, everything feels magical. You're captivated by the other person, and it's easy to overlook flaws or behaviors that might not align with your values. This honeymoon phase is driven by infatuation, where your brain is flooded with chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin, creating a sense of euphoria. However, as time goes on, the rose-colored glasses come off, and you start to see your partner's true nature. Their habits, quirks, and even their values may become more apparent, and this is when reality sets in. You might begin to think, this isn't really what I was looking for. But instead of addressing these concerns, many people choose to settle. They rationalize staying because it's not all bad. The relationship is good enough, and so they settle for mediocrity. Settling for just okay happens because it feels easier than confronting the truth. The idea of starting over, leaving the familiarity of your current relationship, or risking conflict can be overwhelming. After all, change can be scary. Societal pressures, family expectations, or the fear of being alone can reinforce the idea of staying, even when deep down you know the relationship isn't what you truly want or need. But this comfort comes at a cost. Complacency creates stagnation, and it often leads to a slow erosion of emotional intimacy. While a relationship might function on the surface because you're living together, maybe raising kids and sharing responsibilities, the deeper emotional and spiritual connection that truly sustains a relationship may be missing. And this can leave you feeling unfulfilled, even if you're not consciously aware of it. From a spiritual perspective, it's important to consider what God intended for relationships. I don't believe that God designed us to live a life of just okay when it comes to love and companionship. We were created for deep, meaningful connections that enrich our lives and help us grow as individuals. God wants us to experience the fullness of love, the love that is kind, patient, forgiving, and overflowing with joy. Complacency stands in stark contrast to this vision of love. It limits our growth both as individuals and as partners, and it prevents us from experiencing the true depth of a God-centered relationship. If you find yourself in a place of complacency, it's important to take a step back and assess the situation. Ask yourself some honest questions. Am I truly happy in this relationship? Do I feel loved, valued, and respected by my partner? Is there room for growth, or have we reached a standstill? Sometimes the answer may be that the relationship can be revived and enriched through honest communication, mutual effort, and perhaps even counseling. Other times, the realization may come that the relationship was never right from the start, and staying would mean continuing to settle for less than what you deserve. In either case, recognizing complacency is the first step toward change. God didn't intend us to live a life of just okay in our relationships. We were designed for more fulfilling partnerships that reflect His love and bring out the best in both individuals. Whether it's working to improve your current relationship or making the difficult decision to move on, the goal is to pursue the kind of love that aligns with God's plan for your life. Settling for less than what you want in a relationship may feel comfortable, but it leads to a life of mediocrity. It's essential to remember that God's intention for relationships is not about merely getting by, but about thriving in deep, meaningful love. If you're finding yourself in a relationship that feels just okay, take time to reflect, communicate, and decide whether it's time to work toward a better connection or to let go and seek the relationship you truly deserve. Don't let complacency rob you of the extraordinary love that God has in store for you. Are you ready to experience an extraordinary relationship? Start by becoming the best version of yourself. Register for my free masterclass, The 5 Biggest Dating and Relationship Mistakes and How to Avoid Them, and take the first step towards building the love life you deserve. The registration link is in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below.